What's up, teammates? Well, Aiden's back. I'm happy about that. Let's see what he can do. You know, with the rest of the games, I think he can do all right. But who cares how he does, right? It's just waiting for the season to end so we can get to the draft to make sure we get Sador Sanders. And I think Dion and the kids are doing a pretty good job with their campaign. With the thank God we lose then, and the new thing about how Dion, although it was a few months ago, but Dion saying to Antonio Pierce draft them Sanders boys, and there's a lot of stuff on social media that they're letting leak out and float around in the ethos about wanting to be on the Raiders. So I think what they're doing is like a campaign all around. Like I'm sure there's some type of background campaign that they're talking to. Then this outward campaign. If Dion doesn't have the power directly to put his hands in the own, or put his voice in the ears of the owners, then he can use his popularity as a tool. He's just daring other NFL teams to draft him. Say, where I want him to go. You can see where it's at. You guys can do what you want to do, but you think you're going to be happy doing what you want to do? You think I'm going to let it all happen that way? You see what I want us to do. And I really would hate for us to not be able to do what we want to do, and you have to do what you want to do, and we have to not do what you want to do. So, how about everybody just agree to not agree and let Shador go to the Raiders? And it seems like that's what's been put in place with the Telesco tank and starting Minchow and the other decisions made early in the league that stopped us from having the success that we wanted or were looking for in the middle of the year, or especially by this time this year. But with those successes and with those last, so I say with the lack of success, it still doesn't mean that Antonio Pierce should lose his job. And the Antonio Pierce should lose his job that I'm hearing they're pushing on the news and from media outlets, I think it's just more lies, more clickbait, because there's no other reason for them to say that other than the fact that they believe as such. There's nobody getting any, real heat from the building. I don't. There's no serious reports in my eyes that Antonio Pierce's job is in jeopardy. And another reason why we not going to lose Antonio Pierce is we can't just change everything because we want to get rid of Pierce. What happens if we get rid of Pierce and Patrick Graham wants to get gone too? So now we lose our head coach that the players love. We lose our defensive coordinator that our players on defense most definitely love. And I guess we got to start off again with another offensive coordinator, depending who our head coach is. I'm sure he's going to want to bring his own offensive coordinator as well. So we can't fire AP, piss off the team, have Patrick leave because AP's gone. Then the defense is really going to be pissed off. And then what happens then? We turn our back on Max Crosby's wishes, 3 years in a row. That's just not going to fly very well with him either. So, trying to fire AP is going to piss off Max Crosby, is going to piss off Patrick Graham, and the rest of the defense is going to be like, I don't even want to play here anymore. We came for AP. We're still here because of Patrick Graham, or we came for Patrick Graham because he was here and we got bought into that system. And then we stayed because AP is helping us with the system. And now they're going to get rid of AP and Patrick and make us start a whole new system under somebody who we don't even know we're going to have any type of relationship with. Nonetheless, the type of relationship that the team has with Patrick Graham. So think about losing AP means losing Patrick Graham, which means losing uh, the glue of our defense. He's the mastermind. He puts it together, he holds it together, and he makes it run. And he's been making it run with players that aren't considered starters in this league and rookies. So we can't lose that. And if we lose AP, we're going to lose that. And if we let Patrick Graham walk because he gets a head coaching job, well, then there's nothing we can do about that. And the players will understand that. But if we just let him slide away because we're making so many other changes, we're just going to piss off the players. And it's going to travel into the building. You're going to have disgruntled employees inside the executive's office. So losing Pierce, I don't think is a possibility. And Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders plan to come to Las Vegas seems like it's working out well because the whole pro Raiders campaign that they're putting out there has got to be starting to scare other teams away from Shedeur. Like, do we want to deal with Deion, Shedeur, and the fact that he doesn't want to play here? It's too much. And I think other teams are realizing that. Now, I don't think that they'll pass on him for, wait till us to get him in the second round, do some Joey Porter type stuff. But I see no one trying to get in the way if they have to, if they happen to not have the first pick. And there's teams that, Deion's uncomfortable having his team go to. But that's the other thing. What if there are teams that he's also comfortable with his team going to and they have a chance at him before us and they're like, okay, I mean, it's not like the Giants are terrible franchise. They have good ownership. They have good history. They have championships. They've won Super Bowls recently comparatively to what the Raiders have done. So there's nothing that I know of that would say that, they wouldn't do that. Why wouldn't they try? Especially if they can get, call Deion and say, look, we want to do it how we want to do it. We've had the same owners forever. And we're trying to put something together and we think that you can bring Shedeur and we'll bring in whatever head coach you want to bring. Because we kind of at odds with our head coach. We're not really working out with our quarterback. We're willing to do whatever we need to do to help us get Shedeur Sanders out here in New York. They need a quarterback too. And they're going to have a bad record too. They might be in front of us as well. So is Deion going to be able to convince them that, hey, no, we're not going to the East Coast to play? I played out there and no, we're not doing it. My happiest playing days was in San Francisco. I'm going back to the West Coast. Or I'm making sure that Shedeur stay out in the West Coast. I mean, and plus, if you're a quarterback, that's the best play to pay in the West. You want good numbers and you want to be successful as a throwing quarterback. It's better to be on the West Coast. So there's a lot of things that, Deion sees as far as going to the Raiders that would be better than going anywhere else. Even, the Giants could put together the best package they could to try to get him. And they're not going to get them from us. They'd have to leapfrog us and take that chance. And I don't see that happening. I also am not an NFL executive, so I couldn't tell you what the heck is going to happen. But that's a tough one, right? So I see more I see more likely that the Giants would try to trade for Aiden O'Connell than they would try to jump up over us to get Shedeur Sanders. I mean, that's just if they're talking about two things way out of this world that could happen. I think the trade for Aiden O'Connell is even less psychotic than the Giants trying to get Shedeur away from us. So Stewart's protected pretty much, and Aiden with his performance before, what he's going to do in the future for this season is going to be cemented as at least a backup. And he's going to be on our team as long as Shedeur Sanders is on the team. and that's going to be our quarterback duo from now on. And that's nothing to shake a stick at. There's nothing bad about that. And Shador is a mover. He might get tapped up, and we have to bring in Aiden. You got to have a good backup quarterback. We know that. So whatever happens, whoever's the starter and whoever's the backup, we're going to have two talented quarterbacks, and we won't have to worry about one of them going down and destroying our season. So if we get everything going back next year as far as getting the injuries done, we get Stuart Sanders, we get whoever we want as an offensive coordinator. AP's back, which means Patrick Graham's back. Hopefully he doesn't get an HC job. We'll be on the path to another season, and hopefully a good one. We thought we were on the path to a good season this time, but I personally, and many other out there that listen to me, believe that Gardner Minshew, once he started, the season was over. I felt that way from the very beginning, and he did nothing but prove me correct from tip to the tail. So he's gone though, and he'll definitely won't be on our team next year. I don't know if we're going to use Ritter or the other dude as our third string startup next year, but Minshew's gone. You're going to get rid of you're going to take a little bit of a hit on the cap, but we'll still get money under the cap for, the part that we're not going to have to pay as far as, what we would owe them, and now we don't owe that to them for next season. So anyway, we're good. I'm good. You're good. We're good. As Raiders fans anyway. So enjoy the game. It should be interesting. What I would think would be an excellent game is if they got tired of Cousins and said we're going to try our rookie out just because Cousins has been tanking down. We don't see him only going further downhill, and they put in Penix, and we can have a Penix versus Aiden head-to-head matchup. That would be cool. That would be a fun game. Definitely a fun game to go and watch. Which I'm going to go watch. Aiden coming back put another dent in my wallet. I thought I was going to go to the game because there's no way I was going to pay all that money to watch Desmond Ritter throw interceptions. Absolutely not. So Aiden playing, I get to go to the game, and that's good enough for me. That's some silver right there. Just the wantingness to go to the game. And it'll be the first time I've ever been to a Monday Night Football. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not, but it'll be interesting to go there. Plus, it'll be a nighttime tailgate, so I've never done that before. I just got a new camcorder, and I'm going to use that. And I'm going to see, maybe I'll use it to broadcast what I'm doing at the scene at the tailgate. Play with my little toy. I don't know. The camera, the little toy as in the camera. Get your head out of there. So anyway, silver lining is Aiden's back. And now we will find out for sure where he's at as far as his abilities and what we'll be able to do with him. But it doesn't really matter. There's going to be Aiden. There's going to be Sador. There's going to be the quarterback competition. There's going to be a winner. There's going to be a backup. And there's going to be a season with, a talented quarterback running our offense and offensive coordinator, hopefully that knows what he's doing, even if it's not the Turner boys. Which we'll see. They did a decent job so far. They made good adjustments in the last game. Nothing could be done with it, but they tried. They're using Aiden in different ways. So they got Aiden doing rollouts. Aiden did he did the the Russell Wilson backspin twice. I was like, wow, I didn't even think he could do that without falling. Though, and then spin around the back way and go that way. He did it twice. I was like, ooh, go ahead, Aiden. Think that can happen? He ran for a first down. It was 4 yards, but You know, cares? You got a first down. He made a play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. No one thought that could happen. So his abilities have not been on display yet. We have not seen everything that he could do, obviously. So we'll just wait and see what more he has to show us. I mean, and another thing, people say his arm is weak or whatever. I just saw that throw when he got it to Brock Bowers in the end zone, but Bowers got raped, so he couldn't actually get the touchdown like he should have. But he had his foot on somebody else's foot and the other leg in the air, and he was falling backwards, and he still got off a perfect spiral right to the man. It was wide open, and if it wasn't for the fact that the defender grabbed him as much as he possibly could, he'd have still had that touchdown. And that was a great throw. And throwing on you from your back like that, damn near being parallel to the ground, and still being able to make it a tight spiral though. That's quarterbacking. Not just wobbling one out there because you're falling back and you're trying to get it out there and you get out a wobbler and it gets over there. That's fine. That's damn near expected. You're standing on someone else's foot, you're falling backwards. Just getting the ball out is good enough. But standing on someone's foot, falling backwards, and onto the ground, and come on, hitting a spiral to the dude on a one-on-one situation where he would have had the touchdown. Get us into the end zone, get Aiden on the 1 yard quarterback rush, which of course we should be doing. Like every time it's 4th and 1, it should be like Cam Newton. It should be Aiden and 1. Like every time. He's almost Cam Newton size, and he doesn't need to be fast. All he needs to do is put his shoulders down, be 220 pounds, and be 6'3". Hit somebody and fall forward. And then just send, Big Mike in motion behind him and help him with another shove to give him a little bit of push behind. But 4th and 1 should be money for us every time. At least when we have Aiden in there, when we had Gardner in there, that you can't do no 4th and 1 with Gardner Minshew. He can't make any movement. There's too many big guys in front of him. There's not a crack big enough for him to get through, to snuggle through, and he definitely can't push through nothing. But it doesn't matter. He's hurt and he's off the team next year. It's just another thing that would have helped us early in the season if we'd had that as a tool. But I've digressed. Let's get back to the main point. The main point is he's back. We're going to do whatever we do, and it's going to at least be interesting to see how Aiden develops. Whether you're waiting for him to throw a pick or you're waiting for him to throw a touchdown, you'll still be waiting with anticipated breath each time the ball goes into the air. So that's going to be enough to enjoy the game. So silver line is, love or hate Aiden, you're going to want to watch every ball that comes out of hand because everybody wants to be right. The I hate Aiden side wants to be the right. The let's go Aiden side wants to be right. And the all-in Aiden, like me, really, really want to see it go right. And it's just because he's a good quarterback, man. I'll watch him still on Shedeur Sanders. He's a good quarterback too. No, I'm not saying he's not. I don't think he's as accurate, but he's way more mobile. I just don't know what his learning ability is going to be, but I know that he's a legacy, so he'll figure it out. And that's why it's Aiden and Shedeur or nothing. Because Shedeur is the only quarterback guarantee in this draft coming up. Now, there's never a guarantee when it comes to any player, but Shedeur Sanders is the closest thing to a guarantee in this draft next to his teammate in Hunter. So, who might be ready to somehow, but there's only one way that could happen, but if that did happen, then we lose Aiden O'Connell because the Giants would have to want to trade for Aiden O'Connell for us to get like the second pick in the round. In the draft. So we'd have to get the 1 and 2 pick like the Houston did. So we'd have to like get rid of Aiden and our our 2 second-round picks and our first-round pick from next year, and maybe a third, another second from next year, and another third from this year. It has to be all of everything for us to get Shedeur and Travis Hunter. But I'd be in on it. Me personally, Aiden Lover or not, I'll trade Aiden for Travis Hunter in a minute, in 2 minutes. Wait, in a second, even less than that. As soon as you bring it up and start to, how about yes? How about that? So I want what's best for the Raiders. Right now, Aiden O'Connell is best for the Raiders. When Shedeur Sanders come out, maybe he's what's best for the Raiders. And, if dreams come true, we get Travis Hunter. That's definitely what's best for the Raiders. Oh, man. But I'm happy about going to watch Aiden. Let's see what comes up with the game. Well, enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Don't work for a win. Don't work for a loss, because it doesn't matter either way. Enjoy the passes. See what happens. And, live with that. Live or love, like or hate. It's still going to be worth watching. Right? So the true silver lining is, at least it's worth watching. Win or lose, Can't win them all. The clouds are going to get dark. So when you're looking for the bright side, you come to the silver lining. Guru out.